Hello and welcome aboard the Gallant Says podcast. It is Wednesday, April 17th, 2024. We're recording this at 7:38 p.m. Central Time. Thanks for joining this wherever you're joining it, whether it's youtube.com/PaulGallant, on twitch.tv/Gallant Says. Half Nielsen complimenting a fun segment we did on the Gallant and George show earlier today. Homoerotic scouting report. Hey, no, it wasn't homoerotic. It was unintentionally erotic. Okay, there's a difference. At JB asks, watching it on X, is that a John Lovitz cushion? No, this is the infamous Jeff Goldblum talking pillow that I once brought to an episode of Mad Radio back on Sports Radio 610 as a joke, because Mike, Seth, and I were often talking over each other. Three people's shows, they don't generally work out. They didn't think it was as funny as I thought it would be. Alas, here we are. The Houston Astros just got swept by the Atlanta Braves. They are now 6-14. They have played all plus 500 teams to open the year. It is early, and even I'm not willing to press the panic button yet. No one is running away with the AL West right now. We're not even through the first month of the year, and the Astros have been dealing with a ton of injuries, to the point where I believe, as highlighted by Will Kunkel of Fox 26, they have used a whopping 23 different pitchers this year. Not good. On top of that, they're not scoring. Once again, in today's 5-4 loss, 9 runners left on base. They're averaging over 8 left on base a game. They were 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position and grounded into 3 double plays. Last night's game against the Braves, which they lost 6-2, they left 7 on base, were 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Monday night, they lost to the Braves 6-1. They left 8 on base, were 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. It's going to get better, right? We hope so. I'm not going to count the Houston Astros out now. I'm not mad about the sweep. I am a little bit frustrated with the fact that after going to the Highway Cantina in East Downtown, having a massive margarita called the Large Marge, which I shared with Joe George, my co-host, Brian McDonald, and our promotions guy, who goes by 2 names, and I'm not sure which name to call him, so I apologize for that, but I believe his name is Luis, and we split that bad boy, and I got home thinking to myself, okay, the Astros have a 4-2 lead with Mauricio Dubon hitting a home run. Maybe the Astros finally got a win. I turned the TV on because I did not listen to the radio broadcast of the game on the way back, didn't want to fall asleep, and I saw that it was a tie game. Sat down on my couch, and I'll be honest, baseball, it's not my favorite sport. Your game, well, it confuses me, but it bores me. I'm just a simple high school football legend, okay? Baseball frightens me at times. Lots of thwacks of the bat. Lots of moments where I have to look away from my phone and pay attention. I don't have the attention span for the sport. But after nodding off for a little bit, I woke up and saw Kevin Eschenfelder on the Space City Home Network broadcast saying, yeah, the Astros got swept. I wondered, what the fuck did I miss? So I sit back and I decide to watch the post-game show, and I wasn't paying that much attention to it, but something happened, and it's been happening too much, and this is legitimately what I am most fucking mad about when it comes to the Houston Astros. I heard something after a question asked by Ari Alexander of KPRC, that is Channel 2 here in town. I saw him ask this question and get this answer from Astros manager Joe Espada.
Are there things you're seeing, maybe not in-game or in-game with Abreu, that gives you confidence that he can pull out of this offensively?
History. the back of his baseball card.
Let's play that one more time for the class. In case you didn't hear the question, Ari Alexander asked, hey, what is it that gives you faith in Jose Abreu?
Tree, the back of his baseball card.
One more time, just in case no one heard it.
The back of his baseball card.
One more time, in case no one heard it.
Back of his baseball card.
One more
the back
time.
Of his baseball card.
Okay, the back of his baseball card. For the love of fucking God, can the Astros stop talking about the back of fucking baseball cards? Jesus! Do they have that little respect for us where this is going to be what they tell us every single time they lose? Are you fucking kidding me? And they've been doing this over the last calendar year. May 2nd, 2023, Jeff Bagwell's asked by a fan about, get this, Jose Abreu's lack of production. He says, check the back of his baseball card. April 10th, just 7 days ago, Dana Brown asked about Jose Abreu's slow start. We have a first baseman in Jose Abreu. If you flip his baseball card, he's a notoriously slow starter, but I believe he will get hot. He's 34 at-bats in. Ultimately, we believe in Abreu. We'll give him time to work things out. All right, well, those two quotes are a year apart, but as soon as I heard Dana Brown talk about the baseball card last Wednesday, I got a little triggered. How many times are you going to point at the back of the baseball card for a guy who's getting up there in age? Because you can point at the back of the baseball card for a lot of baseball players and say that, yeah, at one point in their career, they were good. What a novel concept. And then they gave it to us 2 more times, 3 times in a week. Because before the Astros 5-4 loss to the Braves today, before Joe Espada talked about the back of the baseball card for Jose Abreu, a guy that was pinch hit for and is batting a whopping .078. Dana Brown got asked about another Astro who actually was good today, Josh Hader. 1 inning, 3 strikeouts. That's what we're expecting out of him. Maybe you want to pitch him a little bit longer in the game, given that you're paying him $95 million. Joe Espada said, no, he only pitches the 9th inning. Oh, wow. I didn't know someone with an 8.31 ERA getting paid $95 million has the ability to do whatever he wants. But okay, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's just one moment. But Dana Brown on Josh Hader before today's game, quote, the fastball's still good. When you look at the back of these guys' baseball cards, they'll get going. He's going to close out a lot of games. This isn't an excuse that they're giving. This is a be patient. But it's a lazy way of saying be patient, especially if you're saying the same thing over and fucking over again. And I really want to know how much the people that work for the Astros public relations are making. I really want to know. How much are they making? Seriously. That's the best they can think of to help these guys out, because this reeks of there was some sort of meeting where everyone talked about some of the struggling players for the Houston Astros. And they tried to think up a way to be positive and optimistic. But look, we've all experienced such excellence for most of the past decade that when you see stuff like this being said about a player who's playing like shit, nothing against Jose Abreu, that's the reality of the situation right now, you are going to look at that with all of the raised eyebrows. They are feeding you shit. And it's disrespectful, unintentionally or intentionally, if someone is telling you to look at the back of a baseball card for Jose Abreu, saying that it's going to be fine, or for Josh Hader. That is a lack of respect that they have for you, for the people covering the team. I get the arrogance that they might have. 7 straight ALCSs, 4 World Series appearances, 2 World Series victories. And I do hope that at the end of the year, we're looking back at this and having a good old laugh. And then the Astros, who are talking about the back of the baseball card, are rubbing their nips at the press conference because they've got a giant pants tent under the table about what the Astros were just able to pull off and how all the people that were criticizing them earlier in the year during their struggles have to shut the fuck up. Right? Right. We all want that to happen. I want it to happen. I don't want to be right. I don't. But my bullshit radar is going off like crazy right now. And if you want us to look at the back of a baseball card, let's do an exercise. Because I was thinking a little bit earlier today, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, I'm going to find every single baseball card that I have. Check my Twitter, @Gallant says. I'm going to stack it in a pile. It seems flammable. Maybe, I don't know, a thought. Maybe I light everything on fire, right? This butane torch works. This one's not working so well. Oh, there we go. I'll self-immolate in protest. How about that? Be like that one guy who self-immolated not too long ago. I could do that. Because they're talking about the fucking baseball card so fucking much. Would that be fun? A local radio host burned himself alive today in a pile of baseball cards because he was so sick of hearing the Astros talk about the back of baseball cards for a guy who's batting .078. I don't know how many people saw my close personal friend. Look up Paul Gallant, Ozzie Guillen on YouTube if you've never seen this clip before. But my close personal friend, Ozzie Guillen, was on the White Sox postgame show, I believe just last night, and he made a funny point. The funny point was, it's a lot harder to bat 300 than it is to bat sub 100. Why is it so hard to bat sub 100? Well, you don't get to bat when you're batting sub 100. But let's do a thought, okay? I found a bunch of baseball cards in a box, a little shoebox. None of these players are great. I don't think any of these cards have a lot of value. Let's see if we can find any player who, on the back of his baseball card, had a season where he was batting less than .078. Let's start off with Michael Brantley, a Michael Brantley Indians card. From 2009 through 2013, the lowest batting average he had was .246 in 2010. How about Edwin Encarnacion? What's the lowest batting average that he ever had from 2005 through 2013? Oh, the lowest average he ever had was .209 in 2009. That, I think, is twice as much plus as Jose Abreu, almost 3 times as much as Jose Abreu was batting. How about Edeni Echeverria, who played, for the most part, in the minor leagues. But 2013, he made it to the big show. His batting average, .227. We got, of course, Dodgers outfielder Danny Heap, who played for the Astros from 79 through 82. Hey, he batted 143 in 79, 163 in 87. That's better than Jose Abreu. Billy Butler, Kansas City Royals. That player's kind of good. Billy Butler playing from 2007 to 2013. His lowest batting average, yikes, 275. How about Braves first baseman Gerald Perry from 1983 to 1988. His lowest batting average, .214, better than Jose Abreu. Justin Smoke, 2010 through 2013, in case you can't see it. His batting average at the lowest, .209. Don Kelly, an outfielder for the Tigers, 07 through 13. His lowest batting average, we're getting closer, 148. Dayon Visadio, I don't even know if I'm saying his name right, from 2010 to 2013, with the Chicago White Sox, lowest average, .255. Do you want me to keep going? Mike Carr. Who the fuck is this? Mike Carp with the Boston Red Sox, 2009 through 2013. His lowest batting average, 189. Johnny Gomes. Ooh, it's a 2013 World Series edition, Johnny Gomes. This doesn't say his numbers. This just says his statistics in Game 4 of the 2013 World Series. He hit a tie-breaking 3-run homer. Guess what? That's more than Jose Abreu's done this year. Tracy Woodson, an infielder for the Dodgers from 86 through 1988. Most of the years that are listed on this card, he played for teams in San Antonio and Albuquerque. But in 1987, he had 228 with the Dodgers. Charlie O'Brien, a catcher for the Milwaukee Brewers. Look at this guy. From 1985 through 1988. Oh my God, he had a lot of minor league stops. He comes the closest. 1986 in Vancouver, which is a minor league team. He hit 118. This is the fucking closest. Jonathan Herrera, a shortstop for the Rockies, 2008 through 2013. His average, lowest, 230. And who the fuck is this? Dioner Navarro, from 04 through 2013. His lowest batting average was 194 and 193 in 2010 and 2011. So you get the point. Most players don't get the opportunity to play when they're hitting like that. And I get it. It's early in the season. The small sample size lends itself to the number looking even worse. And there might be a moment in the year where Jose Abreu hits worse. Or, excuse me. Well, I guess he can't hit worse, right? You think. Where he hits better. There might be a moment in time where that actually happens. I hope it happens. And I'm happy Jose Abreu got paid with one final contract. This is not a Jose Abreu problem as much as it is a Houston Astros problem, because they're the ones who chose to pay this guy despite his metrics, his numbers starting to dwindle. And on top of that, they are sticking with him when he is playing horribly, and they don't seem to have any alternative options. I think Joey Loperfido just won the Pacific Coast Player of the Week award in the International League, so maybe he gets called up. Jonathan Singleton is pinch hitting for him, though. Jonathan Singleton, who, by the way, is batting .250, which is almost, get this, it is almost 4 times as high as Jose Abreu was batting. So, look, guys, I'm sorry that I put you through all those cards that I got. I did find a Charlie Morton Pittsburgh Pirates card. That's kind of cool, huh? I also found a Joe Kelly card with that St. Louis Cardinals of all team. But I'm offering my services to the Houston Astros right now. If you guys want somebody, I'm not asking for a lot of money, by the way. I don't make that much money in radio. If you guys want somebody who can be your minister of propaganda and can offer guys like Joe Espada and Dana Brown and Jeff Bagwell better talking points, then look at the back of the baseball card for the guy who's batting .078. I'm here. There are all sorts of things that we could talk about. We can make up injuries, right? Oh, he's working through something. Why not say that? Once he gets through this, he'll be fine. Now, I mean, he did Pilates this offseason. He's supposed to be in better shape, and supposedly whatever injury he was dealing with towards the end of last year is no longer an issue. But if you're going to lie, come up with a better lie. Vary up the lying a little bit. If you're saying the same thing over and over again to somebody, eventually they're going to remember that you keep on saying that as an excuse, and they're going to think to themselves, is this person giving me the runaround? And that's really what this feels like right now. I don't mind that they're 6-14. There's plenty of season left. It's not over. It has sucked. They can't hit with runners in scoring position. You've had a couple of disastrous outings from starters. You've had some disastrous outings from relievers. Ryan Presley today, the one who blew the save up 4-2 in the 8th inning. Josh Hader on other days. Presley's ERA, 9.45. Josh Hader's ERA, 8.31. Brian Abreu's ERA, though he did have a scoreless frame today, 6. That was supposed to be Murderer's Row. Combined, their ERA, 17 plus 6, is 23.76. That's not good. Divided by 3, it's trending towards 8. It's supposed to be better than this. So please, for the love of God, stop telling us about the back of the baseball card. Say, hey, we're being patient. Hey, we have faith. Fuck the back of the baseball card, okay? I want to light all those baseball cards that I have on fire right now, but I don't think that my apartment complex is fireproof. You know what? I mean, what's next? What's next when they talk about the cards for the Astros? What's next? They're going to pull fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Have you seen that anime? I believe in the heart of the cards, Seto Kaiba. Like, I'm a huge dork for knowing that one. But, like, they're going to talk about the heart of the cards next. Like, what the fuck are they going to tell us? So, I'm aggravated. I am clearly worked up. If you're going to try and explain bad play and continued opportunities for a player who's struggling, you've got to vary things up. That's all I'm asking for. All right? It's not that much. Anyway, guys, let's take a look at what you guys have to say in the comment section, whether on YouTube or on Twitter or on Facebook or on Twitch. Simple Stark says, but the back of the baseball cards. Yes, we went through all of them, didn't we? Mick Martinez on Facebook.com/PaulGallantSports says, I'm tired of this Espada guy. It's not Espada's fault, though. I know a lot of people are pointing towards Joe Espada, and they're saying that the reason that the Astros are off to such a slow start is because they don't believe in Joe Espada. They believed in Dusty Baker. Guys, baseball managers have such a little impact on the game outside of certain decisions that they make. Now, I don't agree with Josh Hader being pulled out of the game after the ninth inning, especially seeing as the Astros have tomorrow off before they go and play the Washington Nationals with Justin Verlander on the hill on Friday. But at the very least, with Joe Espada, I think that you got to cut him a little bit of slack, because I think that Dana Brown is telling him what to do more often than, and I don't mean in the in-game decisions, I mean what Josh Hader's allowed to do. I'm sure Dana Brown said, no, today we're only going to let Josh Hader go for one inning. The general managers in baseball have a lot more say than the managers in baseball these days. I think that's one of the reasons that James Click was so frustrated when he was here in Houston, because Dusty Baker had a little bit more say than the average manager. But now Dusty Baker's gone, and you got a guy in Joe Espada who was Dana Brown's first choice. I'm assuming that the person who hired the manager is going to get to tell that manager what to do. But now apparently he's telling him what to say when asked about a player's struggles, a player who has been good before. This is quite the Twitter profile name. How can you be in the Houston fan base and not give in to nihilism right now? Well, because you've had it so good. I mean, the Rockets, 500 season. Astros, 7 straight ALCS, 4 World Series appearances, 2 World Series titles. Houston Texans coming off of the best season in a really long time. The vibes are immaculate. Mick Martinez says we need AJ Hinch, Jeff Luhnow back. I would like Jeff Luhnow back. Goat comments, there's like 6 people left who still buy baseball cards. I used to have a bunch of baseball cards, and I don't know where I put them. I think I tried to sell them. They weren't offering me much. I was a kid, so I don't think they were going to offer me much at all. I wanted some college beer money. I brought it in somewhere, and I think they all said that all the cards that I had weren't actually valuable. And I was very upset about this, because I just wanted to get $20 for these cards. They didn't give it to me. Christopher Jones says, F the back of the baseball card. Not literally, though. I wouldn't want to do that. Kevin Jones comments, the Stros should have dealt Bregman before the season. Declining player, 260 hitter. Well, he did have a hit, an RBI single today, right? He drew 3 walks. You're going to blame today on Alex Bregman? I think that's crazy. Take a look at Bregman's numbers over the last couple of games. You're mad at Alex Bregman? Bregman did not have a hit on Tuesday, but in the games before that, he was in the midst of a 5-game hitting streak with 3 multi-hit games, including a 3-hit game against Texas last Monday. Bregman has always started off slow. I am cool with pointing at the back of his baseball card. With Jose Abreu, it's a little bit more of a reach. Cornbread Fred asks on twitch.tv/Gallant says, Paulie, you hammered? Nah, kind of wore off by now. John Ryan says the Houston Astros are going to suck this year. I still don't believe that. Enrique Gonzalez comments, I'm devastated. Is it time to panic? Well, Dana Brown said during that interview that he'll tell us when it's time to panic. I don't buy that either. I really don't. John Ryan says, I did buy a back of football cards the other day. Interesting. Wallace says, I like that chalky gum that comes with the cards. Oh, yeah, the Bubblicious. Really good stuff. Andy Delavan comments, Rangers lifer here, so please don't fillet me. But I'm a fan of baseball first and foremost. It's April. Early. I don't expect the Astros to be this bad all year. Long season. I'm with you there, Rangers fan. And you take a look at the AL West standings. The Rangers are not very far ahead of the Houston Astros. Though I believe that they won their game today against the Detroit Tigers. So we update the standings now. The Rangers are above 500 at 10-9. The Astros are just 4.5 games back. And again, we're talking like 3 weeks into the season. So things could certainly be worse. But at a certain point, you are what your record is, and you are what you are at the plate. The Astros suck with runners in scoring position for whatever reason, and the guys that they are paying a lot of money in the bullpen, Ryan Presley and Josh Hader specifically, are not doing enough. So there's so many things going wrong right now. I don't think you can just say it's definitely going to be fine, but I do have some faith. More comments. He says he's hoping for another Rangers-Astros ALCS. I do too. I'm kind of disappointed that the first 7 games of the year had no fireworks, right? Like no bench clearing, no almost brawls. That's kind of disappointing. Kevin Jones says throw those cards away. Yeah, I probably will. Resultan C comments, sorry for bothering you. I want to offer promotion of your channel. Viewers, followers, views, chatbots. The price is lower than any competitor. No, you pay me. You pay me flat price of $1 million. Okay? We start there. Every second you wait, $1 million more. So, there we go. Brian Keller, Astros suck balls this year. Seems like there is one player every night that fails the team, costing them games they could win. Yes, indeed. Austin Wingard says, trade Jose Abreu for an egg sandwich. Well, how about an egg and scrapple and avocado sandwich on an English muffin? That's what I've been making a lot of these days. Brian Keller, I would rather see Singleton every night over Abreu. Hell, put Mauricio Dubon over there, sign Brandon Belt. Just do something different instead of banging your head against the wall. Yes. Yes, it's that. Or Mario Joseph Loperfido. His first name is Mario. He is as Italian as it fucking gets. Cornbread Fred is commenting free Pormarine. I believe the ESPN 97.5 Twitch channel has been banning some folks. I'm sorry. Some of us have thick skin. Some of us don't. I have no idea how to ban people. I have no idea how to unban people. I will say, though, that the longer you stay in there, the more that you're dicks, the more likely you're going to get banned by the people who don't like that shit. Simple Stark says, I wish it was something like contact prescription. Fucking anything other than the baseball card. I agree. Like, if they were telling me something different every single night, even if they were lying to my fucking face, I'd roll my eyes, but I'd be like, okay. You can't keep talking about the baseball card. It's disrespectful. It also implies that you're too stupid to actually think up of something on the fly. Remember Deshaun Watson's press conference with the Cleveland Browns where he kept saying the same fucking thing over and over and over again? I did not disrespect. I did not hurt any of these women. He just kept on going back to it and then saying, yeah, I'm going to talk about this down the road. No, he's not. He's just waiting for everybody to forget about it. And by the way, he sucks at football these days, either because of an injury he suffered in week 10 or in week 3. And it's kind of funny to see that the Browns are having kind of similar problems to the Houston Astros as far as like knowing, oh, when was he actually hurt? What is he actually dealing with right now? Kind of funny to see that. But it's the same thing. The Astros are probably telling these guys, because they don't trust them, to think on their feet and to lie on their feet. They're saying, all right, well, just go back to this. Whenever everything's bad, just talk about the back of the baseball card. That's easy to remember. Andy Delavan comments, could it be that the hitters are just trending better than the pitchers? Are some of their pitchers just too predictable with their stuff? I mean, I wish I knew. I don't think any of us can really tell from the angle that we see on television. Really, I think if you're a hitter going up against these pitchers, you have to, see for yourself. Like, where's the ball being released? What's the rotation look like? All sorts of things that I have no idea how to fucking do it, Whatever the case, though, I mean, we got a 3-week sample size, and a month is a pretty long sample size. JB Thax, it is Espada's fault. He's the one who keeps playing Abreu. Yeah, but again, like Dana Brown might be telling him to do that, and Jim Crane might be telling Dana Brown to tell Joe Espada to do that because of what they're paying him. Andy Delavan says, managers do have an impact on the culture. Bochy came in and won the trust and love from those players, and having a GM who lets the manager manage their way helps. Yeah, but I mean, they added a lot. They spent a lot of money over the last couple of years. Bringing in Bochy, okay, you have adults in the room now. But is it really making that much of a difference? You know, it's like a psychological boost, but I don't know if it's an actual boost in the same way that having a really good defensive-minded football coach or offensive-minded football coach helps you out. Mike Espinosa says, fan of your show. Thank you for that. Astros will turn it around. I do think that they will turn it around. 2, I'm just saying that continuously talking about the back of the fucking baseball card is disrespectful. They owe us more than that. It's a long year. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Give us those fucking cliches. Instead, they're talking about the back of a baseball card for a guy who's batting .078. Not one of those players, most of whom I do not recognize, not one of those players has ever had a batting average as bad as Jose Abreu. And I get it, it's 3 weeks, but are we sure that it's going to get better? I'm not. And we'll leave it at that. Thank you for joining me tonight. We're trying to do this every single night. We will have, at times, hot political takes at the back of the show. Talking mostly Texans and Astros at first to draw people in and trick them for my possibly conservative-leaning ways. Anyway, if you haven't already, please subscribe and like this channel on YouTube, youtube.com/PaulGallant, or maybe you're a Twitcher, twitch.tv/GallantSays, or maybe you're on Twitter, @GallantSays. I guess it's called X now. I refuse to call it that. Or on Facebook, facebook.com/PaulGallantSports, or on Instagram, @SportsGallant, or on TikTok, @GallantSays. You can also get this in podcast form after the fact. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. I believe that there's a Google Podcast version now as well. If you haven't already, on that side of things, please leave a rating. 5 stars if you could. Leave a review. Leave a roast. Every little bit matters to help me feed my cat and myself. Because it's not like radio makes so much money. Anyway, I appreciate you guys so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday night or beginning of your Thursday until Thursday noon, ESPN 97.5 and 92.5, and on the @ESPN Houston YouTube channel and on the @ESPN 97.5 Twitch channel. I am merely Paul Gallant. So long, farewell, and have yourselves an awesome rest of your whatever the fuck is going on and whenever the fuck it is right now kind of day. Peace!